Hello, welcome to my channel. I went to do this John Doe and I got completely sidetracked. So we're going to be a little sidetracked today. I have a John Doe found September 8th, 1970 in Denver, Colorado. Estimated age between 30 and 70 years old. Cannot estimate the height or the weight. Found between two buildings near the Burlington Hotel in Denver, Colorado. Brown hair. No clothing or accessories mentioned. Um, did they not have any clothing? Not recognizable, decomposing. You would think if they were found between two buildings near the Burlington Hotel that they hadn't been there long, that they would know who they were, and they would have a height and things like that, and clothing, but I guess not. A white Caucasian male. So I don't know how long they had been there, but. And then we have missing in 1969. So this is like March of 1969. That's like, what, a year and a half? Boulder, Colorado. Thomas, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, 39 years old, 5'10", 140 pounds. He was last seen at a dinner party in Boulder, Colorado. Here's a picture of him. There's a distance. It's not that far away. His passport and other personal effects were later found in the home of a person of interest who committed suicide in 1971. Brown hair, blue eyes. Oh, I wonder if he could have been that last one. Anyway. Interesting picture. Okay, so, and I don't know if that could be that John Doe. I would think it would be somebody that went missing in 1970, right? Even though it doesn't have an estimated year of death or PMI, I would expect it to be. I wouldn't expect him to be sitting between two buildings near a hotel for that long, but I don't know. Okay, so then when we get distracted, I start looking for other missing people, in case they flew to Denver or went to visit Denver, or in case they're from another state or something, right? We have Robert Richard Lepsey, nicknamed Dick, missing since October 29th, 1969. Michigan, 33 years old, date of birth July 26, 1936, 5'10" to 6 foot tall. It says it's got his clothing. You can pause that and read it if you want to. A manager at Glenn's Market left work for a mid-afternoon lunch break, stating he was going for a ride. A couple hours later, Richard called the grocery store from a nearby town of Traverse City and said he was taking the rest of the day off. He was never seen or heard from again. 3 days later, his station wagon was found abandoned in the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport's parking lot. The car was unlocked with the keys in the ignition and half a pack of cigarettes left on the dashboard. Because of the unusual circumstances surrounding his disappearance, he was not officially considered a missing person until 2011. 2011, from 1969. He was declared legally dead in 1976, though. It was considered that he might be the hijacker, D.B. Cooper, due to his resemblance when he went missing. So he went missing in 1969, and they thought he might be D.B. Cooper. Who is D.B. Cooper? There's D.B. Cooper. So do you think he looks like D.B. Cooper? So then when I saw that, I'm wondering, well, what about that other guy that went missing in Denver, Colorado? Right? Here's his picture. Does he look like D.B. Cooper if he slicked his hair down? Maybe. I don't know. And then, so D.B. Cooper, I'm going way over here to Wikipedia, my last tab, also known as Dan Cooper, was an unidentified man who hijacked North Orient Airlines Flight 305 in the United States airspace. I'm going to skim through this. You can read it if you want to. On November 24th, 1971. And that man went missing when? He's 1969, and the other man is 1969 too that they thought looked like him, right? That's 2 years before, during the flight from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. So you think it would be somebody from Oregon or Washington, right? Cooper told a flight attendant he had a bomb and demanded $200,000 in ransom and 4 parachutes upon landing in Seattle. After releasing the passengers in Seattle, Cooper instructed the flight crew to refuel the aircraft and begin a second flight to Mexico City with a refueling stop in Reno, Nevada. About 30 minutes after taking off from Seattle, Cooper opened the aircraft's aft door, deployed the staircase, and parachuted into the night over southwestern Washington. Cooper's true identity and whereabouts have never been determined conclusively. In 1980, a small portion of the ransom money was found along the banks of the Columbia River near Vancouver, Washington. The discovery of the money renewed public interest in the mystery, but yielded no additional information about Cooper's identity or fate, and the remaining money was never recovered. For 45 years after the hijacking, the FBI maintained an active investigation and built an extensive case file, but ultimately did not reach any definite conclusion. So this is a really long website. So I'm going to scroll down so you can see it. They think the money was never spent. It says lack of proper skydiving equipment, the forested terrain in which he jumped, his lack of detailed knowledge of his landing area and disappearance suggests the money was never spent. So they think maybe something might have happened to him. Right? So then you think if something happened to him, wouldn't he have been reported missing? Right? Oh, somebody went missing? Right? So this talks more about it. If you want to pause it and read it, you can. This is a hijacking man carrying it. Okay. So I'm going to scroll down. And like I said, you can pause it and read it if you want. Because there's a lot more to it. But then after you read this, so I'm going to scroll down and give you time to pause. But okay. Talks about the investigation and search for the ransom money, later developments, investigation suspended, physical evidence, clip-on necktie. FBI agents found a black clip-on necktie in seat 18E where Cooper had been seated. Attached to the tie was a gold tie clip with a circular mother of pearl setting. Okay. Hair samples, cigarette butts, recovered ransom money, parachutes, theories, sketches, and I think they think that this one, composite B, looks more like them, and this one less. So that makes me, does that one look? I don't know. And then here's the other guy that they thought looked like him. Suspect profiling, knowledge and planning, Cooper's fate, and So then it talks about other people hijacking. So then we get to the suspects. Here's the suspect. I don't know if he really looks like him or not. Ted Braden. And then there's Kenneth Christensen. Jack Kofelt. Lynn Cooper. Ooh, Lynn Doyle, L.D. Cooper. Didn't they say... Hold on. D.B. Cooper, last name Cooper, L.D. Cooper, D.B. Cooper, L.D. Cooper. By his niece, an 8-year-old, said she recalled Cooper and another uncle planning something very mischievous involving the use of expensive walkie-talkies. Oregon. The next day, the flight was hijacked, and L.D. Cooper came home wearing a bloody shirt. Said it was an auto accident. L.D. Cooper could easily... It sounds like D.B. Cooper, doesn't it? I don't know. And so there are some other people that they thought... There's a lot of different people that's on their list of who could it be, right? Richard McCoy kind of looks like him. Sheridan Peterson. I don't know, maybe. So then they give you all these different people. There's a lot of different people that they have as... And then there's similar hijackings. Aftermath. And... Okay, so... So I don't know if he looks like D.B. Cooper. And that's how I got sidetracked, was the D.B. Cooper stuff. William P. Ferguson went missing 1961, Denver, Colorado. 1961, this is 1970 for the John Doe. I don't know if that could be him. That's a long time, so I don't really think it could be. It just seems too long. But maybe. And then I'm still looking at the D.B. Cooper thing, and I don't think he looks anything like D.B. Cooper. But this guy went missing in Illinois in 1969, and he kind of looks a little bit like D.B. Cooper, doesn't he? But I don't think so. But 5'9", unknown, 24 years old, Chicago, Illinois. Last seen June 2nd, 1969. He took a final exam at DePaul University and withdrew money for a deposit on an apartment. He's never been seen or heard from since then. It sounds like maybe somebody robbed him and killed him, but I don't know. This man right here really looks like D.B. Cooper, doesn't he? Very similar, but I don't know who he is. And then we have this right here, North Dakota, 1971. When was the D.B. Cooper thing? December 1971. Where's the date? November 24th, 1971. So... North Dakota. So he wasn't reported. He went missing after that. December 2nd. So I don't know how he ended up in this then. Okay, we'll take him out. This guy kind of looks like him. Whoops. Kinda. But not really. Omaha, Nebraska, November 26, 1971. And the D.B. Cooper thing was November 24th, 1971. And he was missing since 2 days after that. She got a call from her brother in November of 1971, so that's not even the right date. He informed her that he and his new wife of only a month would be departing their Omaha home and stopping at her residence. And they never arrived at his sister's home, nor have they been heard from since. It was pretty heavy snowfall, so they could have broken down and something could have happened. I don't know, he kind of looks like he. See, it looks like almost anybody could be D.B. Cooper, doesn't it? And then I was thinking, he looks kind of like him too, don't he? Oh, he kind of does. Idaho, April 20, missing since August 11th, 1971. Brown hair, okay. Really doesn't give me. It just says that he was last seen in Pocatello, Idaho. He kind of does look like D.B. Cooper, doesn't he? And then the next one, this is interesting. Frank Benjamin Wilder. Okay, there's a few of these guys. January 27th, 1971, South Burlington, Vermont. Okay, he's 49 years old. But the interesting thing is, there's all these pilots. Donald Myers, George Nikita, Richard Windsor, Robert Williams, and Frank Wilder boarded a private aircraft en route to Rhode Island. The aircraft was lost in Lake Champlain. I don't know if I'm saying that right. During heavy weather conditions and was not recovered. So then I was looking at them to see if any of them look like D.B. Cooper. There's a picture of D.B. Cooper. So now we're going to look at those pilots. So we have him, that guy. He kind of, doesn't he look like, hold on. There's that picture. I don't know. I think he looked a lot like him. And so I thought, what if one of them lived and made it out of there? Could he have been D.B. Cooper? I don't know. Because it could be almost anybody, right? And there's the other two pilots. So that's how I got distracted. I got sidelined because they said one of them looked like D.B. Cooper. And I don't know who this gentleman is, but he really looks like D.B. Cooper. And then there was a lady on Reddit that said that she thought her grandpa was D.B. Cooper. And he really does look a lot like him, doesn't he? So, and my friend believes her grandfather was D.B. Cooper. She was telling me her whole family is convinced her grandfather, passed away a few years ago, was D.B. Cooper. He was a pilot in the Air Force, would have been around 35 at the time, and suddenly uplifted the family to Canada with an unexplained fortune. So, maybe. So then, not only do I have this John Doe in here, found near the Burlington Hotel between two buildings, which I don't know who it could be. But then I also question, who's that D.B. Cooper guy? And do you think any of these people could be D.B. Cooper? I don't know who that is, but he really looks like him. I don't think I could get on the website to see. You think he would have some kind of knowledge about flying. You know, he'd have to have knowledge. He's not going to just do that and drop out with a parachute for the first time, right? So he had to have some kind of knowledge and skills using parachutes and not, and you have to make sure you're not afraid of heights or anything. So I don't know, I just thought that was fascinating, and I probably didn't include it in a good way, but there's that. So if you have any information about who this John Doe could be that was found near the Burlington Hotel in Denver, Colorado, maybe you have a loved one, a friend, a family member who went missing. And so if you do, contact authorities and let them know. Don't forget to pray for their families and their loved ones. Feel free to leave comments and have a blessed day. Bye bye.